neighborhood gamer Djinn Candor, welcoming you done to the den of the Djinn. Like and subscribe, gang. And of course, comment down below. Today we're gonna in this walkabout. Thank you very much, by the way. Um, we're gonna be talking about consequences. Yes, folks. Apparently, nobody talks about it anymore because apparently people are already at their wits' end about consequences. Well, I feel like we're not nearly enough because people say, "Well, I could do this because." I'm like, dude, if you think you can do something either illegal, immoral, or just plain wrong, and assume you're completely okay because what your cousins, fathers, sisters, brothers, whatever is in some kind of higher place or higher organization, threshold. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever met somebody? And thankfully, thank the gods, no, I haven't. But I've heard so many stories about people going, "Do you know who I am? Or do you know who my father is?" Or viva, a big long list. I'm laughing my ass off, going, "Dude, the moment you say, 'Do you know who I am?' or 'Do you know who this person is?' I'm like, no, I don't, and I don't care." Because the moment you ask me, I have to say something snarky. I have to. Because you leave that joke open for me to say something snarky. "Do you know who I am? You have amnesia? Do you know who you are? Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house?" Because some Delulu bitch is telling me that I gotta do what she wants just because she thinks she's fucking important. Or she's people. I'm just laughing my ass off because I hate people like that. Sorry, I was talking about consequences. I just had to go onto the little rant because I've had so many people just have that really bad attitude, and I feel like we need to nip that attitude right in the bud. Like, "Oh, she's the boss's daughter," or "He's the boss's son." I'm like, I don't give two shits. As long as he does his job correctly and he stays out of my fucking way, I don't give two shits. And we're only gonna be friends if he shows respect. If he's gonna come around here telling me that I gotta do his job just because, of that nature, no. Consequences is eventually he's gonna get fired because people are starting to realize that's the consequence of him passing off his shit to everybody else. He won't know how to do it when the time comes. And I've heard so many stories. I've seen stories. Some of my favorite stories are the ones where basically this girl or guy comes in to this organization, right? And they basically pass on their work onto whoever, right? And they say, "Well, I am the boss's daughter or the boss's son. I know the boss, whatever." And they said I could do this. There's a combination of two things that happens. One, it's not really a combination, it's just two things that happen. One, the boss is a cool guy and he does not know anything about it until a little bit later. Then he fires this guy or girl and realizes, "Oh shit, I have to be paying more attention." Or B, there is a systemic problem where the boss is either the relative or just knows this person in general and lets this happen because for whatever reason, right? Hell, the most disgusting one I've seen. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for checking out my videos, by the way. Like and subscribe. Anyway, so the one I hate more is the one where this is the one I've noticed. Mind you, for some weird reason it becomes so surprising how often I've seen this story, where it's basically the the guy comes in. He's like the manager, or he's the son of the manager or whatever, and he goes into this organization, and he basically takes the girlfriend of the main character of the story, and the girlfriend is such a fucking gold digger. The only reason I feel like she does that is because obviously she just basically says, I'd rather have someone with money and you have none. I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, the main characters are either like exceedingly upset, you know, because obviously your girlfriend just dumped you over some jackass like your boss, or the boss's son, shit like that, right? Now, the part that always got me and always loved is the one character where that happens to him, right? His girlfriend basically says, no, I don't want you, you're too poor for me, and he goes, okay, cool, whatever. The one that one was my favorite because he knows his worth, ladies and gents. That's my favorite one, because he knows his worth. He knows something up with this bitch, and he later finds out. Mind you, I saw one where it was just as bad, that his own brother does this to him. Basically saying, oh, I'm better than him, and it makes it worse that the parents are condoning this. Like, their parents are condoning this, that he's the odd one out and everybody doesn't like him or whatever. And later in the story, here's the consequence, guys. Here's the consequence. Later in the story, he basically lives his life. And he basically, here's one of my favorites. This is exactly what this happens in the story. Main character, I don't remember his name. Let's just call it MC. MC, he basically, he's basically a CEO. But apparently, his family have no idea, because apparently the MC's brother, let's call it MCB. MCD brother is basically the golden child, and he is basically he's not as good looking, or he is not as successful, right? And they dote on the brother over the MC, right? And the parents' dad, the dad specifically, is a banker, and MC goes up to the banker dad and says, hey, I want to put this money into the bank. The MC's dad goes, you're too poor for that shit. Nah. We only deal with big, you know, business. We can't let you do. Not knowing that this guy is like a third of whatever. He is a big MC. He has money, and he has Richie Rich kind of status. Not at that point, but you know where I'm going with this. He is at least wealthy enough where most banks would practically trip over themselves just to get his money in their bank. Apparently, this guy goes, you know what? Fuck it. Because apparently he's been having issues with this person specifically, the dad, and the entire family doting on their brother, which is a complete and utter garbage heap. He goes, you know what? Fine, whatever. You know what? In that case, I'm going to take all my money out of your bank. And the dad goes, yeah, sure, cool, whatever. In fact, I don't want your money in here. It's an embarrassment knowing you as my son, shit like that, right? I'm like, dude, you know you're gonna shoot. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot with a Tommy gun, like rapid fire. God damn. I mean, here's the consequences, folks. Coming up, the later finds out that bank, that his son was like a third or more of their revenue in general. Their bank revenue, guys. You do realize banks actually have to have a certain quota. I didn't know this, and it's actually true. Certain banks and certain levels have to have some kind of quota, and if they go below that quota, they get less subsidiaries from the government, basically less help, basically, and they have to have a certain amount in their vaults just to keep, things afloat, because the government also subsidizes banks, but they only do it under certain thresholds. And so the fact that this guy basically took a third or more of their revenue away from them, it basically means they're below that threshold. Mind you, I'm pretty sure that that rule applies only in the United States. I don't know about any other country, but this is how I more or less understand it. I'm not saying I understand it 100% because economy. I can't. Sometimes economy rules don't always make sense. Some even convoluted. Anyway, long story short, the guy finally finds out later that his son was the result of said deficit. And he goes, oh shit, I could get it back. I could get it back. So he tries to rope his other son, the golden boy, MCB, into getting his brother to come back and give him and basically trust. MC is not having it. MC is basically telling them, I remember what Dad said, and by the way, you were in no any help at all. You were making things much worse. You could have been on my side, bro. But no, you lapped up all the love, the kudos, whatever. I'm not here to tell you you were wrong. I'm telling you I am done. That's how bad it was. That's just like he was just sick and tired of being treated like a third-class citizen in his own home, which is understandable. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the consequence. He basically says, I want nothing more to do with any of you. With Dad, with you, or Mom. Goodbye. He basically says that to his brother. And mind you, when someone does that to their own family, and under those circumstances, fully understandable. Because who wants to be treated like a third-class citizen just for existing? Who wants to feel that way? Especially in your own home. No one wants to feel that way. That's why I like to treat people with as much respect as I possibly wish it upon myself. If people don't reciprocate the same feelings, then I'm not going to give them kudos. I'm not going to give them happiness. I'm not going to give them anything. I'm just leaving them alone. They're not my business anymore. If they're not going to reciprocate the same kind of energy I'm giving to them, then I'm giving them this exact same energy they gave to me. It's as simple as that. That is the consequence. That is the natural consequence, guys. There's Murphy's Law, folks. Not Murphy's Law. Sorry, not wrong law. I'm thinking of a different law, but there's a law that says for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. I don't remember who said that. I think it was Newton. I don't know if it was Newton. I'm trying to remember who it was. Anyway, so that law is the truth. And it's true in life in general, and not only in science. Sometimes it takes longer, but consequences, basically it's saying there are consequences for everything you do. And it makes sense because I hate people that say, oh, I've never hit with consequences. Well, no wonder you're fucking arrogant. Remember, when you get those consequences, more than likely they're compounding. They're compounding. It's like having a spirit bomb collecting all that energy, all that negative energy, just coalescing, combining, and all of a sudden it's going to hit you all at once, ladies and gentlemen. So, quick PSA, guys out there, if you guys want a good life, spread good energy. Be good. I'm not saying you should be a saint, guys. I'm just saying treat people with respect and treat people exactly how you want to be treated. Because believe it or not, guys, if you go out and treat people like garbage, do not be surprised if people treat you like garbage eventually, if not immediately. I'm just saying. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my quick PSA of today. Thank you for checking out my videos. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you understand. Out there are consequences for every action. I'm pretty sure what I'm doing right now might give me a consequence, but here's the difference. There's always good and bad consequences. It's just basically an opposite reaction of what I'm doing at the moment. you this information, well, guess what? It wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I trip a little bit. Who knows? But that's just life. Because I'm pretty sure I did something wrong. I'm actually pretty. I'm guessing I did something wrong. But we never know, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Kando, wishing you love, luck, happiness, and I wish you would hit me with those likes and subscribes. It definitely helps the channel. Be safe out there, guys.